look into
I'll
it.
bet you have some interesting stories, too.
I have lots of interesting
over the
stories.
years. Is it possible to share a couple of those with us?
Well, one, I have a Bronze Star of Valor for serving in Iraq. I took care of Brian.
Congratulations,
Brian
sir.
Colfodge. He's the guy known as the Build the Wall Foundation.
Yes.
He's a triple amputee. I was one of the first responders for taking care of him.
Where did this take place?
Balad, Iraq, in September 11th, 2004.
You guys flew in to rescue him?
We were there. I was on scene. He was about 30, 40 yards from me when he got hit by a rocket.
And it was an IED?
It was a rocket. It was actually a missile rocket that came in. We came in there.
How many people were lost in that incident?
None.
None?
He was the only one critically wounded, and I was there to take care of him.
So you were in the line of fire for the most part?
I had shrapnel hit all around me.
And it did not disable? Was it a helicopter?
No, he was on the ground.
He was on the ground. No, I'm talking about you guys came in on a helicopter? Or?
We were actually there on the ground. We had just came back in from a mission, and we're getting sleep. I was awakened in the middle of kind of the middle of the day. We had another mission to go on. Another person that had gotten shot, and so we were headed to that mission. And I had to get up to go shave because it had been a day since we got in. And so I was headed to go to the bathroom to go shave, and on the way we came under a rocket attack.
Jeez, how far away was that?
It was about 30 or 40 yards from me.
Is that right?
Yes, sir. I saw him get blown up in the air.
Now, for the folks who don't know, tell me a little bit about this guy.
Brian Colfodge, he is a triple amputee. He's one of the worst wounded to ever survive. He had lost both his legs, one of his arms, almost lost his hand. He is now he's gone back to school. He was back walking within a few weeks on prosthetics. He was back snow skiing in 5 months. He's gone skiing. He's gone swimming with Navy SEAls.
Absolutely
He's an incredible guy. Went back, got his contractor's license. He actually builds houses for wounded veterans now.
Get out of here.
Yes.
Where does he live?
He lives in Destin, Florida.
In Destin, Florida. Yes, how old a guy is he now?
He's in his, I think he's right around 30 now, if I believe right.
You look at this and you see the tremendous obstacles that this guy's overcome, and it's so many of them who have served over there. And that's why I don't want to bring this up, but just to touch base, I thought about you guys, all the people who have served over there, certainly the ones who have seen action and to come home with terrible injuries after the pullout of Afghanistan. But that must have been a tough period of time for you, and still is.
Looking at his story and watching him, it gives me more motivation each and every day because you look at his story and you see this guy, what all has happened to him, and you see he's made the most of it. He's now married, has 2 kids. He drives. He does not limit this injury to limit himself.
Yeah. All right. So, any other stories out there?
So my other story
I want to hear this one.
Delivering a baby recently.
You did?
Yes, sir.
Up in the air or on the ground?
On the ground. One of our neighbors, they're from Louisiana.
Yeah.
Her daughter and her family were evacuated from the hurricane. Well, her best friend had nowhere to go. Her family was up in Indiana. She was 8.5 months pregnant. So they came to live with her and stay with her parents and be around here so they could be close to a hospital and have somewhere to go for the delivery of her baby and afterwards. So we were talking to them. She was very apprehensive because she didn't know anybody here. Her doctor, she couldn't get in touch with them anymore. She didn't know any of the doctors here, any of the anesthesiologists, any of the hospitals. So I talked her through a lot of that, told her I would help grease the wheel, be there available for her, gave her my number. I said, if you have any problems, issues, or, I'll call the hospital. I'll even ride with you to the hospital, because she was pretty nervous. And so the phone call that I got was at midnight, and our friend called and said she's in active labor. I said, well, how far are her contractions apart? Oh, about 2 minutes. And I was like, oh, my gosh. So I rushed over there. We filled up the bathtub full of water, got her in there. The baby was already on the way. Within 15 minutes of me getting there, we had delivered the baby.
A boy or girl?
A baby girl.
Baby girl.
Yes, sir.
Who boiled the water?
We didn't boil the water.
Stop.
It's all you ever heard in the old
that's
days.
right.
Boil the water.
I listened to a lot of those stories, and I have very limited OB experience. Did help.
I was going to say, is that the first one?
No, sir. During Hurricane Katrina, I was stationed at Keesler.
Get out of here.
We had some pregnant women there. 2 of them went to active labor. We delivered them in the dark by flashlight. So I didn't deliver them myself, but I helped assist in the deliveries.
You follow that? I was going to say child, but they're getting a little older now.
I do. I have that child. I don't know anything about it. Katrina.
That is amazing. But do you get training for that? Is there any training for that at all?
We had some training, with our OB training.
Yeah.
We had a really good nursing program at Delta State, and it helped prepare me for a lot of this.
But as a flight nurse, are there things specific to that industry that you would normally not?
We have some advanced training through the flight nurse, and I went through critical care transport team school, and we had some very advanced training.
If people want to know more about it, what would you suggest them?
I would suggest they call their recruiter or reach out to talk to a nurse that they know, especially one that serves in the military, and they have lots of opportunities for them.
Man, thank you so very much.